get deep, and then I'm going to tell my deep story, and it's my first kiss in middle school. Hello, everybody. Actually, want to talk a little bit of Love is Blind Season 10 today. I covered one season in the past, Season 7. Didn't love it. I tried with Season 8, wasn't able to watch it, couldn't get into it. Last season, it was Colorado, so that's where I'm from. And so I wanted to see if I could get into it. In the first few episodes, I felt like none of those couples were authentic, and in the end, turns out I was right. So here I am, giving season 10 another chance, and I still don't know if I really believe the authenticity of a lot of these couples again this season, but we're going to talk about those couples a little later. I first want to talk about the controversial individual on this season named Steven, who in this first episode, and I've only watched the first episode, but I don't think he's going to be around much if he's with his reaction to stuff in this first episode. He proved himself to be a huge asshole. While in the real world, once it was announced that he was on the cast, someone came out talking about how he sexually assaulted her. And not just any sexual assault, full on rape accusations against this Steven guy. And when you watch him on the show, I don't know if this was Netflix reaction to that controversy, was to edit him to come off as this creepy person. But that is how he came across. I felt like Steven in this episode came across as someone obsessed with sex and obsessed with surface level shit, even though he's going on and on about how he wanted the girl Emma to open up to him more. Now, Emma is someone who I think might be in more episodes, so I might have to talk about her again, but we will talk about her today too, I guess. The way I'm going to do it this season is just talking about the couples in different videos, at least for this first 6 episodes. If I make it far enough and actually keep watching this season once they all get together and stuff, I'll talk about them all together. But for now, I just want to focus on individuals and on couples from this season. Emma is someone who I think this concept of a show is the way this show should cast more often. When she was young, like 7, she had a birthmark that was like precancerous, so she had a bunch of surgeries on her arm, and her arm is all scarred up because of that. And clearly you can see in this episode that because of that, she's always been a person that has been shut off from wanting to talk about it. It's her biggest insecurity when it comes to dating. Now, coming on a show where someone can't see you and you want them to fall in love with you or your personality, I mean, I think it's the right show for her. But I think Emma also has another insecurity stemming from her being adopted. She's Asian. She was raised by a white family. She loves her parents, and if she were to ever have a child, she wants to adopt and not have the child naturally, which I think makes sense for the way she was raised and I think is respectable. I am questioning, though, her wanting to open up to Steven of all people first, because in this first episode, we see her getting close to 3 different people. Mike is the first one, and I think Mike and Emma are compatible. I mean, I think of all the people that Emma is dating, Mike is the only one that I think matches her energy, which I think is an important thing most of the time, is to have at least similar energies. Now, I think opposite energies can actually work too. But in this regard, with how restricted Emma is with wanting to open up to people, I think Mike is the person that she should try to pursue. But the big problem there is that Mike has been really gung-ho about wanting children in the future. and she doesn't want to have, natural children. She just wants to adopt if she ever does have children. I can't recall if Emma ever opened up to that about Mike, because she's been opening up to all of these guys, but like different, opening up about different things. So I guess that is a big compatibility. People go on these shows and they talk about kids all the time, and I understand that people want children, and I understand that this is how people go on regular dates in real life. You want to see if you're compatible and if both people want kids. I mean, I get that. I just don't understand how you go on a dating show. And I get that this one you have to get married in the end if you're going to actually stick together. But like, why are we talking about kids getting to know each other within these first few chats with each other? You're not even married yet. I just find, as a society, I don't understand why people don't take things more naturally. Why can't you fall in love first, develop that relationship? People's minds change. Now, I do think it can be a very bad thing if people get married and, beforehand someone wants a kid, someone doesn't. Maybe they really shouldn't get married, because that can become a big issue in the first place. But to me, I don't think people know what they actually want enough. And I think unless you're going to actually get into that relationship and let it develop, you're never going to actually know. So the whole kid thing being such a big topic so far this season has been very irritating to me, because it's no wonder people don't find love on this show. First of all, they come onto this show to just be fake and to try and get popular because they're on a Netflix show. But then people come into these chats and want to dismiss people because they don't think people will ever change their mind, and they don't want to let things develop first. I don't know. I'll never get it. I don't think people date naturally anymore. There's just always problems. And I guess that's why shows like this exist, to actually just make things worse and not better. Well, Emma, like I said, didn't open up enough to Mike because they had that incompatibility. This other guy, Connor, if he ends up in a couple, we'll talk about him more in the future, but he's the type of people that have been cast on this show for seasons now. That is why the show is a big turnoff to me. I think Connor is fake. He's a fraud. We saw him talking to one woman, telling her how he's going to put all these stars by her name. Oh my God, he loves everything that that person is saying. I believe that woman was Brianna / Breezy in her nickname. And then he went into a chat with Emma, was saying the same thing. Oh, I'm putting all these stars by your name. That's someone to me that's just fake, and he wants to just get into a relationship to make it further in this show. So it's probably a good thing for now that Emma didn't open up to Connor yet either, but choosing Steven was probably the worst choice of the three. He's talking about how Emma's being closed off, and she doesn't want to talk about her insecurities. He's saying he wants to have deeper conversations with her. Before that, though, he's using the word sensei. He's a sensitive sensei. She says that word gives her the ick. She doesn't like the word. He uses it again anyway. So already looking like an ass clown. And then she finally opens up about all these surgeries on her arm, all these scars, how people didn't want her in high school because of it. And I felt like he just wasn't interested in hearing that, or for some reason I didn't think that was deep, I guess. And then he's like, oh well, I'll open up, I'll get deep. And deep to him is just talking about his first kiss in middle school. Is that actually deep? Talking about the first time he lost his virginity and how it was just Notebook-esque and really overdoing it and overplaying it. That's why I have to feel like Netflix edited in some of these parts with Steven on purpose after these accusations came out about him, to show that deep to him is just anything physical and sexual, which is actually really surface level shit. And then she actually did open up and get deep. He dismissed it. He wanted to know more about her first kiss and her first time having sex. And when she said that nobody wanted her in high school and early kisses in her life didn't mean anything, he just got angry. He was being a dick. The whole time he was being a dick, interrupting her. And then when they started to get heated, he started to irritate her because I think he would have irritated anyone because he came off like an idiot. Get deep, and then I'm going to tell my deep story, and it's my first kiss in fucking middle school. He starts, I don't know, doing this motion when she's not getting her words out fast enough. They were just very incompatible. That ended very badly. They ended in a fight. Emma came out of that crying, and because of that, might have an even harder time opening up to some of these other guys in the future, because that was already the hardest thing coming in for her, is opening up about her arm. So we'll see if Emma can work her way out of this mess. But if Connor is her other option, that's not going to be a much better option because he is fake and fraudulent and just there to make it further on the show. But we'll see. I'm going to keep watching, and I'll have some more comments on some of these other couples in the future.